Welcome back to Legendary Metal Games. I'm your host, Joe. I'm going to feature today what I consider to be the greatest Doom WAD I have ever come across. This is from 2010, Dawn of Reality by mapmaker Reinchard. This is literally a 99% copy of the real-world Bytom, Poland. The attention to detail in this map is, honest to goodness, unbelievable. And it is so massive, since it's literally the entire city, that I'm going to skip through a lot of the internal sections. So, as you can see on the top left corner, this is performed on GZDoom, and I would highly recommend you play this with any sort of source port like GZDoom that does have dynamic lighting, because this map is just too beautiful not to. As you can see, the thunder and lightning effects, and the whole premise of this idea is you're the last survivor in this city. It's your job to clear off the demonic invasion and rescue Bytom, Poland. So, with us literally starting in our apartment, let's get whatever resources we can and work our way down. As you can see, the kill count is 642, 5 secrets, and 104 items to find. The items are going to change, and the kills are going to change, so don't believe it for a second. As we fight our way through the neighboring unit, and to absolutely no one's surprise, it is crawling with demons. So be careful, as this stairwell is brutal. As you can see, we can go ahead and coax a revenant down from up top. There are also 2 chain gunners just sitting up there waiting for us, and we don't have a whole lot to work with here. So, best thing I can suggest, get the rocket launcher, wipe them out. Now again, a big chunk of this map is not going to be showcased just because it would literally be almost 2 hours long if I showed everything. I'm mainly going to hit the key points so that you know how to get through this map as quick as possible, as well as find all items and secrets. So, at the moment, we can already see there is some weird demonic worship going on in this town, and that is a clue to what's going on with the story here. So, let's go ahead, work our way back down, and now we can hear all around us that we are absolutely trapped. This is part of the reason I'm going to be skipping, because you can spend a lot of time in the middle of town just fighting off monsters for an eternity. As you can tell from that kill counter, that's only going to keep going up. You can thank Archviles for that. So, let's go ahead, work our way back out of here, as we are literally under siege. We really need to get the SSG, which is just in the park outside of here. But the problem is, the tomatoes and the everything just will not let us leave. So at the moment, just use what we can, try and fight our way out of here, as we have literally an entire city coming down on us. So, isn't this a fine mess? Just keep launching everything as we try and fight our way out here. There are Arachnotron out there, there are Mancubus out there, Tomatoes, Hell Knights, Barons, literally about everything except boss monsters out there waiting to get us. And unfortunately, we are on a timer as well, because there is an Archvile that's going to end up spawning right in the middle of town, just to make your problems that much worse. So, luckily we will get a notification when the Archvile actually spawns in. Like I said, Reinchard has used an absolutely outstanding set of mapping tools to make this unforgettable. So quickly get out of that mess, and we need to get to that park quick. So, just ignore everything for now, just pump rockets down that way, try and get anything we can. Let's go back in our initial house just to get our health back up, because otherwise it's not to do us much good, because we'll get pinned in here. So keep going, and quickly, let's get back here. There's the SSG in the back garden. So, now that we've got the SSG, we need to find a way to get the heck out of this entire neighborhood. Like I said, this WAD is literally the entire city. So it's not one or two buildings, it is literally the entire city. So, my gosh, get the heck out of here, as our goal is to rescue this crazy town, and right now, we're struggling. Hit scanners are everywhere, shooting us through the grass back there. Luckily, we've got Megasphere. So, go ahead and try to clear us a pathway, and we have got to get some distance on this city so we can start working our way through all the keys and everything we need to get. So, this is why I'm not going to continuously show all the excursions through the middle of town, because you can see how intense they get, and there's your notification, Archvile is in the city. That is literally the last thing we want to be hearing right now, just to know everything we've taken out is about to get undone. So, Ragnatron, not now. Now, one thing I can also tell you about this map is it does utilize jumping and crouching. I think there's only one place you need to crouch for, but the jumping and free look are going to be used for your items and secrets. So you can absolutely do it without jumping and crouching, you just won't be able to get all secrets, because some of the switches are above eye level. Unless you can find convenient ways to look up there to hit it. So as you see, we just got out of the middle of town. We finally got ourselves to some foliage out by the shed. And now we want to sit here for a second and devise our strategy. So, now that the Macubus are done shooting at us, we can see there's a construction yard here. That's going to be crucial because that is where we get the red key at. And as we work our way back to town, as you can see, town is basically a giant square of sorts. We're on the left side, so we're on the west side of town. We can get the mega armor there. And again, get out of the construction yard, and you'll pop up on the left side of the Central Park. So, let's go ahead. As I said, let's work our way down, and then you can see a whole row of apartment complexes over here, and just about every one of these you can actually go into. That's what's so neat about this WAD, is all of the detail he put into it. But what we're more interested in is up here in the top left corner is the church, which is where everything's going to culminate to. As you can see, it takes the blue skull key to enter. So, while we're up here, this is going to be a great way to mark where we're going. So again, the church is in the top left corner of the map. So let's work our way across the top, as you can see, down through all the madness. And as we get down here, there's going to be something a little bit suspicious over here on the left. So as we turn the corner, get up here, you can see there's an open door. So this is the, I'm not even really sure what it is. It's almost like an industrial complex, but I can't really tell exactly what it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be a machine shop, if it's supposed to be just some sort of factory. That's probably the best way we have to describe it right now. But first, before we have any peace of mind, the shotgun soldiers and Tomato have to go. So, they are defending this thing fiercely, and as you can see, it is extremely dark in the factory until we get the lights turned on. So, we don't need those things popping up behind us. And as you get a little bit of a chance to Google at all the eye candy here, again, this was 9 years before Lost Civilization. Let this set in. I mean, we even have pallets stacked and everything. This is unbelievable attention to detail. Easily the most realistic WAD I have ever played. Let's go back inside, and now, as you can see, the lights are off, but the enemies are still there. So, first thing we really need to do as quick as possible is get down to the left side. We have got to get our items, get our ammo. And as you can see, it is nearly impossible to see in here, but it won't stay like that for long. The moody atmosphere, the creepy music, it's gonna end when we get to end and can hit the lights on. And even in true factory fashion, they come on in stages. So quickly take out the Arachnotron right beside us, both of them. And be ready, because now Revenants are going to spawn all down the hallways. So, We are literally caught between arachnotrons and revenants. And if it's too dark to see, that's literally the point. We're in an abandoned factory. So it is definitely the darkest place in the map. So another reason why you definitely want that dynamic lighting, since you literally get some glow effect off the revenant missiles. The atmosphere is just on a whole nother level with this WAD, and it is easily my favorite to ever exist. So, let's go ahead. Keep going around. Make sure all the revenants are out, and now let's continue on. Notice we're actually over here getting spooked. Good place to save, especially so we don't have to do that again. But notice we're getting spooked by an archvile, and we don't really know where it is. So, instead, let's go ahead into a chamber. We can get some items. And if we work our way around the room, we can go ahead and coax out 2 archviles that are hiding in the trash. What were they guarding for all this trouble? Well, you might be a little disappointed, but it's just some ammo. But unfortunately for all kills, it is required to go take them out. You know, we had to go take out the trash while we were down there. Now we're in the actual office break room area, and this is where things are going to get a bit unhinged, because we got Baron close range. But unfortunately, that Baron is not alone. So let's quickly get him out of there. And as you can see, he's got friends. So let's take the other one out. As we punch our way through, notice the lights are now on. As we get ourselves through this creepy facility. Don't worry, there are still enemies hiding in the dark. So let's work our way up to try and get on the roof of this thing. Working our way out. And just keep shooting, just keep plowing down the hallways. There's not too much resistance once we get on the catwalk. But be ready, because there's going to be a revenant right in our face when we take that ladder. So, revenant out, and don't worry, he's got backup too. Like I said, this is literally a city with enemies everywhere. There is nowhere you can go that's going to be perfectly safe. So, quickly get them out of here. Quickly get out the tomato. Now, let's jump ahead. Once this entire area is cleared out, go ahead and hit the switch to get ourselves into the shed. But don't worry, it's not a kind shed. We got some tomatoes. But we also have a very important story progression up here. So again, the whole idea is to get through the factory up onto the roof so we can access this shed. Once we're in here, you can see there's a map of the supermarket with the bars. If we hit that, we can see the bars lower. So let's go ahead and work our way to the supermarket. This is right at the south end of the park. As you see, we have some famous kamikaze guys from a different series in here, just to add to the creepy factor. Since we have such realistic products on the wall, very horror-esque lighting in here, with these mad screaming maniacs coming after us. So just always be on guard for the bombers. They are coming for you. They will be coming for you down every aisle in every direction. Just be listening for them. And again, you can always stop to take a look at all the neat products. They are quite detailed, actually, all throughout this grocery store, supermarket. So, what did we come here for? Let's go ahead and keep working our way back. Notice we still have no secrets yet, and we still have no keys yet. So, something's got to change for us soon. In the meantime, let's keep going as we are tracing down clues for how to progress. Once we get into the back office here, again, making sure there are no more bombers. And we have quite a gruesome scene here for the security staff. We can see the Central Park. So if we hit the switch, we can now see that a switch is raising in Central Park. So, let's get out of here and see what we've got next. Next up, we can search around the back of the apartment block. And back here is where we can finally access our first secret. It's going to be this lion head statue that you can shoot or press. And this is one thing you want to constantly be looking out for, because these lion head statues lead to almost every secret in the map. So, once we have that secret backpack, let's go around. You can see here on the map where we're at. As we work our way down, there is going to be another building we can get into here by the hedges. As we go ahead, again, continuing around the apartment block, and we are looking for this one. As we head upstairs, and this room, you can see we are literally pinned in, just very tight quarter combat in this building. So, good place to save, but on top of that, this is what I said about you needing to be able to look around for secrets. Free look lets us look up so we can shoot that switch, which unveils rockets. Now, what I love about what he did is you can perfectly play it without these settings, like jumping and crouching and free look. You can play it perfectly fine and beat it with no problem. You just won't be able to get all secrets. So, let's jump ahead back to Central Park. That's the switch we saw lower, so as soon as we hit it, get ready for one whale of an ambush, because we've now got tomatoes flopping into reality. We've also got rows of, I believe, who is that back there? It's Seer Hell Knights, Barons, I think. Then we've also got Pinky spawning back here. So, as you can see, this place gets cluttered real quick. But luckily, we've got a plasma rifle. And we've got the rocket launcher if we need it. Unfortunately, we are out of rockets, but you're never out for long in this map. Reinchard is really good about giving you plenty of ammo. He just spreads it out really well so it's not all in one place. So it does encourage you to explore. And like I say, I've cut this down to I think about 40-minute video. The original was almost 2 hours long. There is so much to see and do, and as you see with these little almost mock jump scares here, he's actually showing us where we need to go to next. As you can see, there are 2 different locations, and one of them, I believe, leads us to a secret. The other one leads us forward in the story. So, now we have the progression. Let's go ahead and move forward. Tomatoes are out. We jump through the goalpost, waiting for the slowest bars to ever exist. But that way, we know at this point we are good. 607 kills, 2 secrets, and 71 items. And like I said, do not believe that kill counter, because it is already well above where it used to be. Notice it's now 808 instead of 600 and some. So it's just keep climbing as we get more and more archviles in here. So let's go ahead now that we're free, and let's go back. This is again back by the Blue Key Church in the top left corner, and we want this building specifically. So with this building, let's go ahead, take out the Revenant Welcome Crew, punch our way in. And once we got the Revenant Welcome Crew out, let's go ahead and fight our way to the back. So this area is guarded by Archvile, and it seems almost like it's pointless to be here. But this is one of the locations that it wanted us to go to, and we're about to see why. Because when we get to the plasma rifle, notice there's nothing special here, but there is that stand down here. Click it, and here's some more places to look at. It was showing us specifically the blur sphere, as well as a door that's going to lead us to the yellow key. So, get ready, because when we go for that yellow key, it is going to be terrifying. Literally one of the most tense moments I think I've ever had in Doom. So, while we're here, let's start. So, let's poke the organ and get into this room. You can already tell because you can barely see anything, but this room has doors on different sides of it. The main thing is this table in the middle. And I'm just going to let this scene play out the way it should. I'm going to back off here, not speak too much, so you can hear what's happening. There's nothing you're supposed to do here. You're actually trapped. And notice the sounds you're hearing in the background. Yes, this is how you get the yellow keycard. And yes, it's a horrifying experience to know you're trapped and hearing things all around you. Just make sure you've got the plasma rifle ready, now that the table's levitating. Here we go! Spirits from my house. Let's go. And my house, I believe, came much later too, so I don't know where these spirit sprites came from originally. But yeah, they're literally just gonna pop up right in your face, hitting you. So quickly get the yellow key and get the heck out. So, now that we're out of there, let's go around to the back. You can jump up on top of those barrels to get to the roof of that building. That's also where you get secret number 3, plasma rifle and med kit. So, now that we have 3 secrets under our belt and the yellow key card, we want to go back to a construction site. So, this is the one that was down by our farm that we hid at right in the beginning of the map. Go ahead in, get smacked by a Revenant immediately, and his buddy. And like I said, this is where we end up ultimately getting the red key card. But you know Doom. You know how this works by now. Nothing is ever for free. So, we click the switch. What'd it do? It's not here. Gotta keep going. And once we know the layout of the place, we see that we can get in over here. And unfortunately, the secret's kind of been revealed to us. Good old Cyber Demon guarding the red key card. So, let's just stop this before he ends up being a rocket turret for us as we try to go through the map. Luckily, we have plenty of ammo and plenty of room to dodge him. Just don't get too close to the spools. This is actually a really good place to get him with the shotgun, just because of how much free room we have here. So, again, stay far away from the spools, and he'll never be able to hit you as long as you keep spinning. We are literally going to be Levi from Attack on Titan. Just an absolute buzzsaw of death and destruction. Sorry, Cyber, but for once it's good to be able to cheese you. And as long as we're away from the spools, he is out there. So, what do we do with the red key card? Well, let's get the rockets. Let's go ahead and get our construction site cleaned up, and we'll see where we need to go next. Because like I said, this is literally open world Doom. There's so many ways you can progress through here, it is ridiculous. But up by the blue church is a red church, and this is where the nightmare fuel begins. So, 626 kills, 3 secrets, and 78 items. And I do not say this lightly. This area is complete nightmare fuel. So, as we can see, there is some real cult ritual stuff going on, because there is our cultist. Bet you didn't expect to see them in a Doom game. Especially this kind of WAD. So, now we know we're crossing Ceres. What in the world is this place? Literally the mood lighting, the creepy sound effects, the background music shifting, it seems. Everything is so amplified once you get into this red chapel. Building up the suspense of what's about to come once we get to the blue key section. So, let's go ahead. We have got to clear this chapel out. And it is no walk in the park, I'll tell you. This is definitely one of the creepiest sections of the entire map. So, work our way back down. And luckily, we won't have any jump scares while we're here, outside of those stupid spirits that love to keep popping up in our face. Again, just wait for them to about hit you, and that's when you shoot them to get them out of your hair. So let's continue on. As you can see, it looks like we're trapped. You're not. That's a teleporter right there. And now we're in the inner sanctum, and as you can see, we are far off the map. We are no longer in the city. We're way down here somewhere. So, now that we've entered a potential alternate reality, or hell itself, let's go ahead and proceed with extreme caution. This area can absolutely mess you up quickly. So quickly, just spray the rooms as we get in there. Again, so many things to look at. Honestly, play this for yourself. There's just so much to show. Now, if you go to my original videos when I very first did this with no commentary, no breakdown, I went through literally every single nook and cranny, so you can see all the in-between parts that had to be cut out for this video. But like I said, it ends up being about 2 hours long to complete everything this map has to offer. So, again, the yellow key was for getting terrified in that haunted apartment building, and the red key was for being in the construction yard with the cyber demon. Now we're seeing what we have to go through for the blue key. Spoilers. So we did not come here by accident. The red chapel gives you the blue key for the blue chapel, and it is not going to be a pleasant experience. This gets absolutely upside down crazy as we go ahead through all this madness, as we poke the sigil, do everything we can to get the spirit out of our face, and just keep pushing forward as we are literally getting clawed to death by the spirits as we work our way out of here. It's really unnerving because you don't know where they're going to pop up. A lot of times you just have to stand there and wait for them to hit you. But now that we make our way through, we can finally find, once he's out of there, and him. Literally, it's like I don't even know what I'm shooting anymore. Now we got a firehouse of souls, just like the what we had at the yellow key section. Go ahead, back through, because we can hear him, we can't see him. And it's even creepier when you have a mirror that shows us down here. So, now that we've been tortured in the red abyss long enough, let's go ahead and work our way further into the chapel. And here you can finally see the blue torches. Get ready, because the slaughter is about to begin. This is the sanctuary. Let's go. So just keep shimming left to right constantly. Never stop moving. Just whatever you do, stay mobile and do not let them out of that doorway. It is literally Hell Knight Slaughter with a mixture of Baron in there. So just keep them trapped. Luckily we have more than enough rockets to take care of this. And as you can see, there would have been no hope for us if we just ran in there blindly. They literally just never stop. And the sad thing is, it's a precursor of what's to come once we get to the blue chapel. So, now that I think we got it, let's go ahead finally into the chapel itself. So, as you can see, there's not a whole lot here other than amazing artwork on the walls, amazing ambience as you can see right here. Let's hit the podium. There's the evil book, but more importantly, the blue skull key. So let's grab that. Definitely save it because you're not out of the woodworks. As soon as you try to leave, Archvile's here to send you off. So, let's not let him near anything. Take out his Lost Soul Barrage. And then we can go ahead and use the newfound teleporter to get back out. So, save so we don't have to repeat anything. As you can see, this is our one-way ticket back out of this hellish domain. And luckily, it actually puts you where you're supposed to be with the blue skull key. So as you can see, we've got assets from the original Quake. And here we go. if you thought that last chapel was nuts, get ready, because it is not going to get any easier. Because here's the big one. And we have even more famous enemies from other series coming to join us with this one. So, all I can say is use every weapon, every ammo that you can find in the map, and just keep bombarding this chapel, because it is to be unmanageable lightning quick. As you can see, we are just giving them time to work their way up here to the front. That way we can pin them into the doorway. And what makes this so impossible is there are 2 archviles in there that are constantly going to be reviving things while you're dealing with everything in the doorway. So get ready, because that kill counter is just going to keep flying off the moon. I mean, it started at 600 and some, now we're up to 825. But don't worry, those archviles are still in there. It's just going to keep going. Oh my gosh. And just keep opening the door, keep poking, keep prodding, keep getting these guys out of our map. This does not end, ever, is what it feels like, because the archviles are just constantly at work undermining you and just reviving all of your hard work. So, again, it is very hard to poke your way in here, unless you have the BFG. Spoiler. Don't worry, we don't end up getting it until after the fact. But you could have had a BFG for this fight. Just know that there was a way to make it so much easier on ourselves. So we did it the hard way. We didn't know there was a BFG in the map. It's actually the 5th and final secret. So, doing it the hard way, we're going to have to take a couple of breaks from this one, because what's going to end up happening is we're going to get way too low on health or way too low on ammo. Because as you can see, the archviles are already reviving things. We're up to 829 kills now, and they are not slowing down. They're literally using the Barons to stall us out so they can keep reviving more and more things. So, keep going. Back and forth as we make our way around. Just keep shooting. As you can see, we had to duck off and get some more health, try to get some more ammo, but again, these guys are absolutely relentless, especially now you have the ones literally throwing lightning bolts at us. So, this area is completely unhinged as we work our way around, still trying to get in the chapel and cannot get in the front door. We're up to 842 kills, now 862, because every time you need to take a break to get ammo and health, the archviles are just going to keep undoing everything. So, somehow we started with like 630 kills, and now we're up almost pushing 900, as it is still going up by the second almost. So as quick as you can, try and get these archviles out of here, or it is never going to end. And you're at risk of there being ghost monsters because of the door crushing. So, just keep on it. Don't even really focus on the enemies, just focus on hitting the archviles themselves. That's really the key here. So, Tomato, you can leave anytime you want. I know you don't want to, but we kind of do. As we go ahead and finally use the Revenant Missile, and we can almost see daylight as we are still working through the madness. I mean, this is how you do a final battle, is just have a herd of monsters that never end. My gosh, we're almost at 900. Keep going. Alright, there we go. Hell Knight out. You, wrong series. Revenant, take a hike. Now we're at 900 and still counting. My gosh, if we don't get rid of them, we'll hit 1,000. Back again. More ammo, and thank goodness, I think we did it. Save. A few more stragglers, but at least they're not archviles. So as you can see here, we finally made it to the inner sanctum. This is what this has all been about, is this massive church. So, the red chapel was the creepy one that warped us into another sense of reality. The blue one is where everything comes from. So, the entire invasion on our city all got started because of this church. So, let's go ahead, get all the ammo, all the weapons we can get, because as you can see, we are still not done with the kills yet. We have a boss. So, knowing we've got a boss fight ahead of us, let's make sure that we are as loaded and stocked as we can be. We are going to make it look easy, because there's one crucial thing we made sure not to do while we were here. And that is at the front of this chapel, as you can see, Archvile, Baron, and Icon of Sin mugs up top. Amazing decoration from Reinchard. Right here gives you all the power-ups. And all the power-ups are good, but if we want to cheese the boss fight, just leave the invulnerability alone. So for now, just grab everything except that one. And we should be good. So, when you finally make your way to the altar, it is time to get this underway. The arrow's here, but something's missing. Place the dagger on the altar. There was an item we needed to get. So let's go back and into this crummy apartment with decaying wallpaper. We can go in here, so we can see our really dark rooms. And this is where the invuln was. This was another secret area. We can go ahead and get ourselves a small ammo cache and stim packs in one of the rooms just off of that one with the invulnerability. So go down. As you can see, that was the chainsaw in the basement. Here it is with the Archvile face. So shoot that, get in the face, and there is our secret number 4. So now that's taken care of, let's go ahead, head back out. And now that we're back out, right beside the building with all the corpses when you open the door, you can also see here on the map where it is. We want to go around, as you can see the blur sphere up there, which we still need to get, to this room right here. So, once we get in here, let's work our way into the building and head up and over. As you can see all these green teleporting paths to kind of give you an idea of what building you're in. And now as we make our way out and over, right beside it, this one. We can now go into this building, and now you'll notice a more modern look compared to what we've been used to. This is how you know you're in the right building, the right area. So once you're in here, just go ahead, work your way into this room with the ceiling fan. There's the dagger. So this is what we've been looking for. This is what they've been warning us about. Let's grab that. Let's get back. Now we can finally do something with the boss. So we need to work our way back to the church. As soon as we get done checking out all this amazing Doom cute, work her downstairs, back out. And again, the church is right here on the top left corner. So the dagger is the key to unlocking the final boss to get out of this map. As you can see with the supermarket, all the apartment buildings that we've become used to, just working our way around the outskirts of the map here, all the way back to the church. And you know you're there when you see the red evil church right beside it. So there we are. And now that we're here, go ahead and save, because again, we're going to cheese the heck out of this boss. Since we know it's coming, let's go ahead and quickly put the dagger in, summon the boss. So the lights will start going out on the church to signify that he's coming. A massive hole's going to be opened up right in the middle, but we don't care because we're invincible. So he's going to come out of that hole. It is a super Archvile thing that is absolutely insane. I mean, it'll basically kill you in a matter of seconds, as you can see all the shots he's throwing as. But with the invulnerability, we can literally just laugh it off. So, final boss down, as you can see right there, is where you exit the map. So, a few things we need to make sure we grab before we get out of here. And that is going to be around here. And you can see the coordinates I put on the screen, just so you can have a better idea of where this is. We want to go over here to this building, head up and in. There's some of our items that we need. As well as the pinky, some amazing artwork, and not much else. So let's keep moving. Now up to where the evil church is, just to get our bearings back. So again, this was the evil church we unlocked with the red key. We want to go to this house right across from it. So in here we need to dig around some and go back to where the library is. We need to go to the very back of the library, weaving around. And it's very hard to navigate, and that's definitely done intentionally, because once we get to the very back of this place, we want to go ahead, again, just kind of navigating here to the back section where all books are, lower that bookcase, and we've got ourselves the BFG. So again, you could have had it for that final fight, but unfortunately, we completely missed it because it was very well hidden. So, over to the apartment blocks, this is where the blur sphere is. All we have to do to get it is actually rocket jump ourselves up there. Something I never thought I'd be saying in Doom. Definitely more of a Quake thing I associate that with. So, go ahead, aim down, shoot up, and there's the blur sphere. So, now that's done, let's go back in here. Again, the building with the skulls, with the terrible wallpaper. Just go in this room, again where the arch vial was with the invuln. Shoot that, and we can make a new invulnerability appear. So just like that, that one's done. Only one item left to get. And now for that last item, we want to jump over the cemetery into the grass, which acts as an invulnerability. And just like that, we've got it all. All kills, all secrets. My gosh, what an outstanding map. This is must play. Like I said, I had to trim this down because there is so much content here to have fun with. Make sure you have something with dynamic lighting. If you want all secrets and all items, you do need a port that will allow you to free look around and jump and crouch. So it gives you full freedom, full range of motion, but this is a map that constantly evolves. It started with 600 and some kills. We ended up with like 903 by the end. Even the items jumped from 103 to 105 as we progress through. This is the perfect, for me, Doom map. Go try it yourselves. It is outstanding. The download will be in the description below. Thanks for joining, everyone.